everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a thank you card for a friend of my husband's. My husband is a very avid outdoorsman, and last weekend we were hunting, and as I'm sitting under a tree before sunup in the middle of the Nevada desert, I noticed the skyline, and off across the fields we had some silhouetted mountainsides and the sun just starting to make that glow behind it as it was coming up, and then of course the dark sky above it. And I thought, wow, what a pretty card. And so I'm going to try and recreate that, and I'm going to try and make a thank you card for the two friends of ours who not only let us stay in their house, they took us around and took their time to show us the hunting areas where they had been seeing some animal activity. So we're going to try and recreate that today. Off camera, I have already created my mountain range, and I used a punch that is no longer available from another company. And I punched it twice, once on the light side of our paper and once on the dark side of our paper. I then, you can see, used both, layered them so you see the silhouette of the dark behind, and then took the dark pieces that punched out, you can't see it, and put them in the holes on the light pieces to give it kind of a shadowy depth effect. So this is clearly too wide. We will trim this down, but I wanted to show you that I've already done that piece. I did look online. That punch is no longer available, but you could do something similar using your Cricut. Or if you have some mountain stamp sets, you could do some generational stamping to create the same thing. So you would then stamp the darker image in the front, and then the second gen or even third gen stamping on top of that to give it the illusion of mountains behind. So moving forward with what I'm trying to do, first thing I need is my, I should have looked, all-purpose mat, Versamat. I get them confused. I don't know which is which, but it's a close to my heart mat that everything comes off of. So I use this for my inking. Now I do not want the ink to get on the back side of this card, so you can do it this way and ink this way, but then I find when I'm moving it around I get a bunch of ink on the back of my card because there's ink on this. So I am going to take some Post-it notes and run it right along the edge here, so that any overlapping ink will get on the Post-it note and not on the back of my card. And I'm going to tape it down. And then I will just be able to lift these off, and the back of my card will be clean. Okay. So now I just have some washi tape here that I have used for multiple things, and it's probably not going to stick because it's old, but I got more. Okay, so I know, oops, see, that one's not going to stick. I know that we're just going to grab some new. My mountains are, well, I'll show you just a second. I just want the illusion of the sun peeking over that mountain. So I'm going to mark it, or at least visualize. I have a pencil here. Ooh. So these are going to sit here like so. So I really don't want to go much higher than this. And there's a couple ways we can do this. trying to think, how is it going to be? We can use this as a guide, kinda. I'm not really going to. So I had been playing prior to starting this video, and I have one that I'm not going to use. It was just on some scratch paper. So I'm actually going to tape this down to give me just a visual look of what I want to do here. And then I'm going, this is going to make sense. Trust me, stay with me. I want to ink just around the edge of these so that I know I'm going to get that halo effect, and this needs to move over. So I can ink on top of this and it will be fine. So what I'm going to start out with is the mustard seed. And I'm just going to go right over the very tip top of these mountains, because this is where the glow was. That makes sense? Okay. This one maybe needs a little bit more right here. And now I'm going to come in with the tattered rose to soften that up a little bit. And I actually don't even need this stencil here now because I have the glow around my mountains. So I can remove this one. I'm going to fill this in because my real one may not sit exactly like that, and I don't want white to necessarily show, but I don't want it to be the bright yellow either. I really like the softness of the tattered rose. And then I don't want it to go right into dark blue sky because it was starting to be sunrise. So I'm going to come in with the speckled egg and do on top of the tattered rose, so this all blends in. And I'm going to be using that again, but I'm going to come in with the chipped sapphire, which is my darker blue, which would be higher up in the sky, and add that. Okay, I don't really want these really harsh lines, so I'm going to come back in with the lighter speckled egg and blend those in so it's just kind of more of a flow into the sky. Everything on my desk is shaking. And then we're going to just look and see. Oh, that's going to be so cute. And look, we even get the, oh, I love this so much. Okay, so the next thing I want to add is just a touch of our gloss spray. And this is very messy, so you definitely want to have your mat And I'm just going to tap what would be stars. And this gets everywhere, guys. I'm flinging it. You can't see it on the camera, but okay. So now I can remove this because I'm done with my inking. I'm gonna make sure not to touch these gloss spray drops because I don't want to smear those. And I'm gonna just move this out of the way while I put my ink soy and wipe off this mat. So again, I used speckled egg and chipped sapphire, tattooed rose, and mustard seed. And then I'm going to wipe this off. I'm just going to spritz it with some water, and I keep a rag and wipe it off. Now see, I got ink. I got that gloss spray everywhere. It's very messy. Most people do it in a box. I didn't have a box, so I just did it on here. It will all work out okay. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to put some puffy tape on the back of this. And I just always use our leftover foam tape. And again, I'm not going to the edges because these are going to get trimmed. And if I need more, I can come back in and add more to where I'm going to need it. I'm going to be very careful not to smear these because they are not dry yet. It takes it a little bit to dry. Stick this down. This was too far onto it. Okay, now I'm going to take my scissors that are right here, right in my sight. Again, being careful of my splatters. I'm going to trim this to match our card. I think I need some more adhesive over here. No, I'm good. I don't like this, so I'm going to just trim it down and it will be just fine. There. So there, it looks kind of deserty to me. Maybe more Arizona than Nevada, but it will work just fine. I'm going to stamp some thank you stamps in the side and then write a sentiment and send it off to them. I could even stamp thank you right here. That one might be really cute. Well, I can't because I already put the thing on there, but that is my card and how I got the inspiration for it. Look at nature. You will find all sorts of inspiration for your creative ideas. I hope you liked this video. I hope you will click subscribe and come back. And I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.